A year has passed in Hawkins. Some normalcy has returned to the town, but old questions still linger, and new faces have appeared.
MADMAX, the new girl from California, quick to flip the bird and shred a board, is setting high scores in Dig Dug and in Lucas and Dustin's hearts.
Will is plagued with visions of a horrifying upside-down apocalypse by night, while kids at school call him Zombie Boy by day. Joyce takes him to the Hawkins lab, where he is checked out by Dr. Paul Reiser.
Mike is having a tough time adjusting to post-11 life. He's edgy, acting out, having problems at school, and maintains a lonely vigil, nightly calling out to Elle on his walkie-talkie.
Sheriff Hopper has his hands full trying to keep the truth of what happened in his town under wraps, as Barb's grief-stricken parents seek out a conspiracy-chasing investigator from Chicago to uncover what happened to their daughter. It's also revealed that he has secretly taken Eleven into his home. Their relationship has apparently progressed since last season's Stalking the Woods with Eggos. Welcome to Dungeons & Demogorgons, the officially unofficial podcast for Stranger Things on Netflix. I'm Jim.
I'm A.Ron.
And we just watched Chapter 1 of Season 2, titled MADMAX. Titled Chapter 1 MADMAX. Bold decision, I think, of them to just call this Stranger Things 2 and start all over with the chapters. This is... it's not an anthology, but they're labeling it like it is. It's kind of weird.
Be that as it may, I thought it was fucking cool.
Yeah. No, it was a great episode.
I had high hopes, and like this thing was consistently entertaining. It was funny. It had intriguing twists and turns, and also, I was shocked at how the world became larger because they introduced this character of 8, who's another Hawkins lab experiment running amok in the world and living a life of crime. And also that they revealed the existence of 11.
Yeah.
And that the relationship she has with Hopper, like in the first episode, like that's... I mean, I think we debated that in a preview. We're like, that could be like 2, 3, 4 episodes in. Nope. That's a show that's got that's confident in the story that it wants to tell.
Yeah, it's amazing to me how little I felt like this was indulgence in the Stranger Things vibe, and how much it just continuously set up groundwork for what is obviously going to be future material.
Yeah.
Like, I expected a little bit more fan service in a different way, I guess. Which was just kind of like, let's revel in these kids playing kid games and let's do these things. And
Which
they do a little bit of
yeah.
that, but it always felt like it was pushing the story forward, because even in those scenes you get like, oh, the discovery of MADMAX. Who is MADMAX?
And it also serves as a contrast between the kids that were really traumatized, Will and Mike. You know, Will most obviously, Mike because he is the one that grew the closest to 11, and then she got ripped away. And Lucas and Dustin, who have largely kind of returned to normalcy. Yeah,
pretty much. But they don't. I don't know. I'll maybe talk about that in a little bit. But the first thing that I noticed in this cold open is I was a little bit confused, and I was a little bit like, are we sure this is Stranger Things? Did we click the wrong thing here on Netflix? Right. Maybe this is Steve's new life. I don't know. He could be a bank robber.
Yeah. He went from graffiti on a movie front, a marquee, to robbing banks or whatever they were doing. I don't even remember. They were loading stuff
some kind of heist,
loading stuff into a van and running from cops.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like we open it up so not like Stranger Things that I was very confused and a little bit off put. But by the end of that scene, it becomes very apparent why they did it.
Yeah,
and totally worthwhile in that we discover, okay, there, as we kind of guessed, are more kids out there like 11.
I'm just going to say
she
at least
seems
10.
to be older. Yeah. And also they have different powers, you know? I mean, Elle can like crush people's bladders, and she can throw trucks into the air. It seems like 8 can make people think they saw things
Jedi
they
mind
didn't.
Trick. And maybe it's just that 8's more refined.
Could be, yeah. She's squeezing the right brain glands.
Yeah, like she doesn't need because at first I thought she just ripped the tunnel roof off, because
me too.
I think I would believe she could do that, but more effective to just make and I was like, what kind of asshole is this cop?
Right.
Like, what are you doing? Like, the fucking roof caved in. He hit and then no, he just he Jedi mind tricked him.
Yeah, so it's interesting. I wonder if Elle will ever get there, or if this is just a result of some different power she has.
I don't know. I'm curious. And also, will she be an ally or a villain? let's talk about let's talk about some of the more fan servicey stuff. Like as a child of the 80s, I was the exact same age of these kids at the exact same time. I loved seeing Dragon's Lair. I loved seeing Dig Dug. It was super cool to see like these arcades. Like my local arcade was called Dr. Feelgood's. And it was in,
oh my god!
And it was in a basement in downtown Mooresville, but I fucking loved it. And like once a week, my dad would take me over there with like $2 or $3, and we'd like play Moon Patrol or Donkey Kong or Pac-Man. And it's cool because like one of the neater things, I don't know if they still do this at PAX, has been for several years, but they had what's called the Classic Arcade, where you go into this room and they usually got the lights turned off, and it's got like 50 arcade machines on free play, and they pump in like fog, so it replicates that smoky 80s arcade. Because that's the thing, like, this was the cleanest, nicest looking arcade.
Yeah, it
I
looked
grew
brand
up in
new.
rural Indiana, and I'm like, where are the weirdos? Where is the chain smoking?
There was a weirdo.
Oh, that's true.
There was definitely a weirdo.
That
in
was
there.
true. They had the weirdos. He just wasn't chain smoking.
Right.
Like
He was chain eating.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, what the hell was he eating?
God, I can't imagine. You don't allow somebody to eat Cheetos and play your arcade games.
There you go. Well, I was just saying, like, at my arcade, like, dudes would take lit cigarettes and put them on the bezel where you'd put and there's all these burn marks, and it's so nasty.
Yeah, but Cheetos dust on your controllers.
And I'd take an army of them over a guy trying to scam a date for Nancy.
Yeah.
Like
this guy is he doesn't have a chance. He's not going to get a date.
Yeah, do you think Will has some kind of fucking love potion? Because that's what it's going to take. Something out of Harry Potter to get Nancy in a car with you at the drive-in, dude.
Yeah.
And it's not even about your looks. It's just about like
everything about you.
Yeah, man. You can't approximate a human slug and pull down Nancy Wheeler.
It's just not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
Maybe he could get MADMAX. Maybe he's got some mad skills.
That's
that
creepy because
she would
way
appreciate.
underage.
Dude, I don't think this guy is that discriminating. I'll just say.
Okay, well, if you want to just say that he's a outright like fucking child predator.
I said it about Mr. Clark. I'll say it about this guy.
and you know what? You're wrongly maligning Mr. Clark.
Why?
Well, I mean, he has a very age appropriate relationship with a very pretty young woman that he watches horror movies with.
True. Yeah.
I don't see room in his life for little boys and girls, right? But this guy, yeah, maybe you're right. I could see him bringing over a pack of wine coolers and
to
MADMAX. Oh God, no, I'm not even going to finish it. What else do we want to talk about?
I really like the introduction of Hopper here because it's so much like the introduction of Hopper in season 1. We skipped the trailer part, the smoking, the drinking, all of that. But when he comes in the office, it is almost a shot.
Yeah.
It is almost that exact shot from season 1, right down to the donuts and.
But now
the office assistant Mary, I think her name is.
Mary's making better choices for him.
She is, yeah.
She's trying to.
Apples instead of donuts.
Yeah. What do you think of this investigator from Chicago? I wrote down his Mari Bauman.
Yeah, so he seems like a crackpot. I mean, he's spouting a lot of stuff that you would think is insane.
But he's a reporter for Chicago Tribune. Like that's Richard. That's Roger Ebert's joint, man. Like that's not a rag.
No, and we also know that he's potentially right. I mean, we know that there are other superpowered girls out there, right?
Yeah.
So
it wasn't a Russian.
He's not
spy,
entirely insane, right? But he has maybe the wrong details.
The problem is the truth is more insane than he's probably willing to let on. Like he's looking for chemtrails and Russian agents. He needs to be looking for fucking split-faced interdimensional beings.
Yeah, he does.
He's too grounded in reality.
Yeah, but I think that's kind of why it works, is because we know that he could be onto something, but he's still a weirdo.
So that's the thing, is like, is he a bad guy? I don't know.
No, I don't think so. I don't know. I mean, clearly we later on see the relationship between him and Barb's parents, right?
Uh-huh.
That, to me, is the only potential for him to be a bad guy, is if he is knowingly misleading or bleeding them dry, yeah.
But on the other hand, if he's bleeding them dry and actually getting somewhere in the quest for truth...
Right.
I don't know, it's a bad guy.
No.
He should be reimbursed for his time.
Yeah, and I mean, the real bad guy in that situation, I guess, would be Nancy, right? Because she knows the truth and she's not letting on because of the guilt she feels.
Well, that's what I was thinking, like, a lot of this time, like, who knows and who's talked to who? Because Will's parents seem completely in the dark about what's going on with him. Or if they're not, then why the hell aren't they cutting him more slack?
Mike's parents?
Yeah. Did I say Mike?
Okay, you said Will, which confused me.
Sorry.
Okay.
Mike. Why do Mike's parents act like they're completely in the dark about what happened to him because they are like treating it like a complete mystery about him acting out?
Well, they were. I mean, he thought he lost Will, and they started to treat him a little bit differently because of that. But they don't know anything about El.
But what did they tell? What did the government goons that staked out their house and tore it upside down? What did they tell them that they were there for?
They said he's in trouble.
Right, but like, did they give them a story? Like, what? I would like to know what the story is. No, I know they
refused
didn't.
To.
But like, did Mike's mom and dad just be like, "Well, we're glad you're out of trouble. We can just let it go at a generic trouble"?
No, this was what he got caught for. What was the thing that he got in trouble for? Graffiti in the bathroom.
There's a bunch of things. Like, honestly,
that's the story he told his parents.
Yeah, they called the FBI and the CIA because
Department
I was tagging.
Energy.
I was it was some pretty bad graffiti, Mom.
Yeah,
Here I sat
marker.
Here I sat all brokenhearted. You don't want to know the rest. I don't know, because that was a frustration. Like, who knows what? Like,
Gotcha.
obviously, Joyce and Hopper, and they're working together with the lab to get Will some help. Which, speaking of guys we're not sure about, Dr. Paul Reiser. I can't trust. Like, first of all, when we sat down and it said starring Paul Reiser, like, Paul fucking Reiser?
Mad about yous, Paul Reiser?
Like, we haven't seen him since the 90s, and I know he doesn't look like that, but what is he going to look like? And when he pulled in, like, holy shit, it's Paul Reiser. I can't trust Paul Reiser in an 80s era science fiction film.
Absolutely not.
He's trying to impregnate Will with an alien.
Oh, God.
I mean, that's just a fact. That's just a fact, and he's going to study him for the corporation, and he's going to give up all of Hawkins for it. Like, he's just bad. He's bad, and he's talking bullshit, right?
Yeah, I mean, obviously. Although he seems to be doing good work, but I'm sad for him because I know that he is going to be extraordinarily confused when he sees Elle and realizes it is not, in fact, Ripley. Because she looks exactly like him at the end of this.
Right.
Right?
Oh, my God, you're right.
So I don't know what he's going to do.
She's got the Ripley hair.
Going to be surprising for him. Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, he's manning the portal. He's keeping, I guess, a handle on the Demogorgon.
Oh, he's manning the portal. He's putting the least qualified and inattentive person in the planet to watch it. Like, whose
battling.
night job is sitting in a white lab coat and monitoring this scary interdimensional portal that looks like it's trying to kill you at all times, and turns their back on it and plays the music so loud that they can't hear it gurgle and fart and all alarms go off.
Yeah. No, I feel like that's
maybe pay more than $250 an hour. Maybe pay more than you're paying the creep that's creeping on MADMAX at the arcade to monitor the most important thing on the planet Earth. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Get Bob's camcorder in there. Closed circuit monitor.
Get Flamethrower Guy on it.
Yeah.
Flamethrower Guy seemed like he was serious business.
Just like, if we can have JFK's Eternal Flame, just have a ring. Propane's cheap, man. It's just like constantly immolate that thing.
Yeah, why not?
I don't know. Like, it's like a drop in the dark government, deep web government budget.
It's true. Okay. What else do you want to talk about?
Sean Astin dicking down Joyce.
He's new. Yeah.
Is this a good guy? We've been asking that. Is Bob a good guy?
I don't know. So we talked about this briefly while we were watching it. How do you think Joyce's house got fixed up? Because she clearly didn't have the money to do it, right?
I think Bob's advanced her a couple paychecks.
You think Bob did it?
Uh-huh.
Because her house is looking nice, so maybe he's
got it all fixed up.
Maybe his electric thingamajiggies that he sells are computers or something in the 80s. Those were popular.
I mean, he seems like a good guy.
Yeah, he seems like a nothing guy, though. Like I just don't want to... He seems like the normal guy that Jonathan's talking about, right?
Right. Although...
So fucking normal, he's beyond boring.
I like to see the person talking shit about Mr. Mom. That movie is just legitimately hilarious. And Michael Keaton's a national treasure. Why you gotta hate on Mr. I saw you laughing, Will. Mr. Mom's a good time.
It is, yeah.
For all ages. Like, I saw that first time when I was like 11 years old. Hilarious. Watched it recently. Still pretty funny.
Yeah. I feel like Jonathan could have slipped a PG-13 into that stack, though.
I think that's pure. Like, PG-13 didn't exist until Temple of Doom.
Oh, shit. You're right.
When did Temple of Doom come out? I think it was 84. So that was
what month? Because we're in October.
Yeah. That was
it's
literally
October 30th.
May.
Okay, so it did exist.
But
fuck you, Jonathan.
I mean, it was literally the first movie, and probably wasn't even out on VHS at the time.
Yeah,
because movies didn't come out quite as quickly as they did back then. But
it's true.
So yeah, I bet there's no maybe I wonder.
So it's that or R, I guess. PG or R.
Yeah. I feel like Joyce, the type of parent that lets Will watch rated R movies. She's just trying to pretend like she does it in front of Bob.
Jonathan is definitely the brother that sneaks the rated R movie.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Oh yeah, totally.
So,
what do you think about MADMAX? I mean, the kid.
She seemed cool.
The boys are Twitter pated by her. She seems like she's pretty feisty, pretty smart.
Yeah. I'm with Dustin. She seems awesome.
Yeah.
But why don't they literally haven't talked to her.
When are they going to quit creeping on her and just approach her like a human being and have a conversation? I get it.
They're
They're 12-year-old boys. That's probably not going to happen.
No, that to me, when she leaves the note for him, made her even more awesome.
Yeah.
Like, that's a defining moment is stop creeping on me.
Yeah, stop spying on me, creeps. Another anachronism. Mr. Clark's teaching evolution openly in a 1980s Indiana classroom.
Yeah, that wouldn't fly.
I remember, so this was in 93, my high school biology teacher coming to the evolution unit, also girls volleyball coach. Look, people, I know some people got their thoughts, but this book has got a unit on evolution, and we're just going to go out of the book. Like,
we're just going to go out of the book?
Just going to go out of the book. There's like
I as a teacher don't approve this, but here's the book.
And like I said, like this is rural Indiana, man. There's no Mr. Clark would be run out of town on Mad Max's skateboard if he's openly talking about the miracle of evolution that the human brain is. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, you're probably right.
What's going on with the rotten pumpkins?
I don't know.
Is that demogorgery?
It could be. It could be demogorgery leaking into the real world.
Is that pumpkin patch warfare?
I don't think it's Eugene.
No.
That's the one thing I can almost say for certain. No human could do that to any pumpkins. Not possible.
Well, the other thing we missed in the preview, our prologue, which we just like so much stuff to recap. Steve and Nancy's relationship. Steve trying to do like the bullshit his way through a college admittance test, writing some kind of essay comparing a state championship with his grandfather winning in World War II. How would you characterize their relationship? Because, how would you characterize their relationship?
I think it seems mostly healthy and pleasant, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't see anything weird. The only thing I don't like about it is what it's doing to Jonathan, but he doesn't seem all that bothered by it either.
Like Jonathan seems like he's taken in stride. Like, okay, I'm having a conversation with Nancy, and she's trying to bring me out of my shell, and then Steve comes out and just sucks her face for 30 seconds, and like I was just like, oh God, they're gonna pan, and Jonathan's just gonna sit there. But no, Jonathan's like, peace out. But he didn't
say
halfway
anything.
down the hallway. Well,
he could have said like, gotta go, see ya, or something. Like,
well, also Nancy,
to me, that's just like a roll your eyes, turn around, and walk away sort of thing.
Right. That's what I'm saying too.
But I mean, like that to me implies that he's sort of annoyed by it.
Well, it's
whereas
annoying
if he said,
behavior.
Gotta go, see ya.
It's annoying behavior.
It is pretty annoying to just stop a conversation. I mean, Steve's pretty annoying to begin with. Unless you quote unquote love him like Nancy does.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Also,
I want to know where they got so many trapper keepers, because everybody in that fucking hallway has what looks like legit trapper keeper.
Oh, you're saying like because I was saying in the 80s everyone had a trapper keeper.
Absolutely.
Was the law.
But in the production of this show, where the fuck did they get so many trapper keepers?
I bet they're still making trapper keepers.
No.
Yeah, I bet they are.
Surely not.
Trapper Keeper still has a site on me.com.
Okay.
I
bet they
think-
don't have any sweet designs, though.
I don't know, man.
They don't have any fucking triangle shooting past Jupiter. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, I mean they're still making Trapper Keepers. I cannot verify the sweet designs, but they still being manufactured. That's amazing.
Cool.
That's amazing.
I have to get me one.
I liked there's just a lot of nostalgia here. Like Mike trying to sort through the toys he's going to give away as punishment, and he's got the Falcon, and then swing from there right to the kind of heart string tugging, him trying to reach out to Elle and being so lonely.
So this toy box thing, like this toy box punishment,
Yeah.
where you got to fill 2 boxes with toys.
Yeah.
This is the thing about the Millennium Falcon. It's such a good piece to put in the box because it takes up so much space,
But
right?
he could pay for his college in like 10 years if he holds on to that sucker.
I know. That's why it's the hardest choice he's got to make. Do I fill the box with 1 toy, or do I put 15 tiny teddy bears in there, I mean, the answer is pretty obvious. Keep the Falcon.
Yeah. I don't know, because that's the thing. Like, that seems like a kind of universal coming of age, because like my son's going through it right now. He just turned 11, and he's got just menagerie of, because when he was a kid, I just like gathered up all of his age inappropriate stuff and like just gifted it to a younger kid or took it to Goodwill or whatever. But now it's like he's to the age where he would know I'm doing that and he would fight me on it. Like intellectually, he knows that like you're not going to play with this toy you played with as a 6-year-old, but he's got emotional attachments to it.
Sure.
So I don't know what that's a dad play. I'm still trying to figure out, like, do I just smuggle out 1 piece at a time over the course of 6 months and just refresh the stock that way, kind of like boiling the frog, or do I like have him make the decisions himself, and that's going to be a shit show. I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
If you got any stranger parents advice, write into strangerthings@baldmove.com.
I mean, I think the only other thing I really want to talk about is the final scene with Hopper and Elle.
Okay.
Because that's a huge development. Like we said, Elle is back. Hopper is either living out in the woods with her or just meeting her for dinners, I guess, at a designated time at 8:15.
See, I don't have a real good handle on what Hopper's house looks like, and he came up in the dark. So is that his double wide on the lake, or is that?
I think it's
like,
too dilapidated.
It looks
last
a little
time it was
hunting
in a
cabin-ish,
clear.
yeah.
It was in like a clearing too.
I agree, but I also wouldn't be shocked if they established that no, that's his house, because I'm just
I
not
don't know
that
how you
familiar
get
with the location.
Full-grown trees. I mean, I guess he could have had them planted, but my
That's-
God,
that's Elle. She's just developing all these powers. She can
Maybe
turn
so.
an oak into a 100-foot tree in 6 hours if you give her.
Can she make a TV dinner not taste shitty?
Yeah, but it makes both of her nostrils bleed. and that's for saving your friends and loved ones' lives.
Yeah.
A couple other. I really liked the stuff that the acting that Will's doing, and I know this was probably digital, but when they showed the final apocalyptic vision he gets, where essentially Progenitus from Magic the Gathering comes out of the storm clouds, they had the hair. You could see the hair standing on the back of his neck. I thought that was super cool.
Yeah. And is it just me, or do the flashes of Upside Down look even better this year?
Oh yeah, and they're doing this weird. Like, you noticed it on the logo, where they're doing this weird aging effect.
Yeah, totally new intro.
I think they're doing that with the effects too, because that stuff looked super cool, but they're doing some kind of pass to make it look like it's like an 80s era special, like the best 80s era special effect you've ever seen.
Yeah, I thought it looked great.
Also, we don't like that one soldier that comes in with the Mylar costume and with a flamethrower. It's like, oh, looks like it's gonna be a hot one. Like, is his job to just trim the verge?
I guess so. So it doesn't grow out into the real world.
Yeah. Is that like just a perpetual Holocaust that we're perpetrating on the Demogorgons, and they're coming for justice?
It could be.
Yeah.
I don't know. So we talked, in season 1 about, are there more Demogorgons than just the one that we saw? We don't really know. There seem to be other creatures as seen in this episode, but can they come through the same way the Demogorgon could? Because it seemed to be able to come through pretty much wherever it wanted, as far as we can tell. So what good does it do to keep this portal clear? You know,
Yeah. I
is
don't
that
know.
helping? And would we understand if it wasn't helping?
And how do they keep the Demogorgons from making other portals? Because it seemed like last year they could come through Joyce's
there are more-
wallpaper, they could come through a tree log, they could come through all kinds of stuff.
The only one we know of, though, has been killed,
Right.
as far as we're aware.
I felt like that the port, like when he goes flamethrowing, the things kind of like made a shrieking noise and moved as if like that there's some kind of intelligence or will behind that. Maybe it's just a reflex action. I don't know.
Could be.
Other 80s nostalgia, I loved Barb's parents' house. The wallpaper, the wickerback dining room furniture.
Yep.
It's just so good. The
Choice
bathroom,
80s.
the bathroom. Oh man, it's just the best. What is Lucas and Dustin's plan? They mentioned they're talking about they have a plan. They got to stick to the plan. It's something about stalking MADMAX.
Yeah.
But
But that was before the arcade, right?
was it?
I think
Because
so.
I thought they were riding home and trying to tell Mike that they'd found her,
right.
and Mike's like, fuck off, and they're like, well, he's not in. He's like, well, we stick to the plan, and like it's not a dictatorship, and
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think it's been revealed yet.
all right, well, I don't have much more to say.
My one remaining question is I want to know what electronic thingamajiggies Sean Astin is selling.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll find out.
He's selling Casio calculator watches.
Yeah.
They're all the rage.
Those, I mean, he should be handing them out to the kids so they can show the school like what
First
they're
one's
missing.
free.
Yeah.
If you want to store up to 10 phone numbers.
Right.
If you want to
Be able to
calculate
do
up
3-digit
to-
math problems.
up to eight math. Oh no, you could get boobless out of that. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, for sure.
Then you come see if you want a semi-perpetual calendar that's not Y2K compliant. Come see Sean Astin.
Nobody was thinking about Y2K at this point.
Literally,
Nobody.
no fucking programmer was. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Nobody was. They scrambled in 1997
Until
when
they sobered up
realized-
in the late 90s. Holy
Yeah.
shit! What were we doing? We didn't have nearly enough bits to keep track. We didn't think this computer thing was going to work out. There's going to be a flash to pan. We're going to go right back to Abacus's. Abacus's.
That's the proper one. Yep.
Those are Stranger Things. I don't know how to work them.
All right. Well, that's episode 1. I
Back
think.
to the Stranger Things salt mines
Yeah.
on our marathon. We're going to try to get 2 done today and then do 3 each day this weekend, again, to have complete coverage before the end of the weekend.
I made a supercut of Stranger Things
right.
season
Yeah,
1.
yeah.
I want to talk about real quick. It's on YouTube. If you search for Shouting Things, you'll find it on YouTube. It's a supercut of all the characters in Stranger Things shouting the names of other characters and some other stuff, which made it funnier. Go to YouTube and check it out.
How we want to do, because the other thing is we got a decent amount of feedback in between last year's preview, and should we like maybe take a little bit of that, like at the end of each days?
I thought we were going to do
Yeah, but a lot of this stuff is probably not going to be
wrap up.
relevant by the
Yeah.
time you get to season 2 wrap up.
well, that's the nature of it.
Yeah,
I
all
guess
right.
watch the whole thing and then send us feedback.
I do think maybe I could cherry pick some relevant feedback from like, because it looks like we're going to do 333. Like if I can pick through the ones up to like episode 3 to consider
Yeah, if you want
at
to.
the end of today.
Sure.
To kind of keep it from getting completely jacked up. But
Yeah.
all right, well, again, can't wait to get back to it. So that's what we're going to do now. Stranger Things at baldmove.com if you want to leave feedback. For sure, for the season 2 wrap up, we'll be doing next week or the week after. But yeah, we got to get back to it.